What are the answers?
I said Tyler James Williams from Everybody Hates Chris.
Okay.
I think the movie would be called Middle Child.
Middle Child. So take us through a little bit of your background, you know, where you're from originally. Is there any...
Hauser, pull up, jumper, swish.
Yeah, he has one of those jumpers that
Quentin Grimes, that was just in and out. Hauser with a pull-up three. Does not take him long to get it out, get that shot off.
Maker stays break down their game over on ABC at 8 Eastern. Get into their backstory, little player bios, figure out who can golf, who can fish. It'll be a good time.
And who can pop.
I love the crisp passes from Washington. Always
right hand to reach around, knock it away, and take it the other way. That was a great play by Neemias Keita.
Washington to dump off to Hauser.
Good job by Hauser to get to the front of the rim on that drive.
Good challenge.
Good feel. Keep going. Drop off to Hauser for three in transition. Here comes Quentin Grimes. Day two, it has been Quentin Grimes out of Houston.
And he's having fun out there.
Yeah. And Jay, I'm not suggesting that all teams don't play hard in college basketball.
Of the year that you had, you know, you get the keys to your city out in Hinesville, Georgia, getting, you know, asked for autographs now. Like, what's all that been like?
Man, it's been a blessing. I mean, just to have all these people noticing me now.
And that was a force. And
Hauser, quick trigger.
They got to figure it out. But I think he's an NBA player because he can block shots, he can protect the rim, he rebounds, he can really run. And he sets good screens to be able to roll to the basket, catch and finish. He doesn't have much.
Wayne Washington didn't catch that one cleanly. He would have let that one go from the corner.
David.
Let's start with Cade, right? he did have 25 against us in the conference tournament and beat us. A lot of them were in the second half. And somebody that really later in the year became very...
Miles for our Moodcast. We have warm sunshine all throughout our area.
Where exactly will these cannabis retail establishments be allowed?
This bus allows 6 people at a time to come in and get vaccinated.
The first female coach in the NFL.
It's a new way to see the best of News 12's local channels from all across the tri-state area, all in one place. Now streaming 24/7.
Spin move in trouble. Kick out. Hauser jumper from three.
Be allowed.
This bus allows 6 people at a time to come in and get vaccinated.
The first female coach in the NFL.
It's a new way to see the best of News 12's local channels from all across the tri-state area.
Going to get a lot of attention from Virginia's defense, knowing where his teammates are going to be able to help them on the offensive end of the floor.
Hauser with Girard up on him. Almost every three-point attempt the ball. Huff made 2 free throws after the Braswell foul. Hauser, nice turnaround jumper from about 12 feet.
You know, one of the things that Buddy Boeheim is doing so well.
And Pearl Washington and Johnny Flynn scored more. Pearl 83 and Johnny Flynn 84.
Sean, with that three, Syracuse now has as many threes in the first 4 teams.
Behind Colorado and Oral Roberts, so if it comes down to free throws, you'd expect both sides to fare well. Hauser, quick three. McCoy got his hands on it. Hauser with Boeheim on his hip, managed to score. Lately, he had 2 points yesterday, played just 10 minutes. Coach Boeheim was pleased with the way Girard was going. Hauser with Richmond contesting. All of these teams now are being tested daily. Remember, we talked to Tony Bennett last night around 6 p.m. He was on his way to get his test. Hauser a three. And Virginia tightening this up considerably.
Justin McCoy, part of Tony Bennett's extension of the bench, where he started to play more guys at the end of the season.
Hauser Had a pretty good look there, too, and that one popped out. He had been foul prone late in the season. He's up on Huff. Hauser with Griffin racing out to contest. Quincy gets so the first half remains cold to open the second half. Hauser with Girard late getting there. Sam Hauser gives Virginia. It's Beekman missed a three. He doesn't shoot many. 26%. Boeheim. And Syracuse goes back on top. 20 plus now in 5 of the last 7 games for the junior from Fayetteville, New York.
Buddy patting his chest. A little bit of a heat check.
With Braswell trying to get out there. High level game. Girard trying to make it back to back. Barely got. She'll have you sit near him. That's just a guess.
The same applies in the pack line, so I understand exactly where you're going with that one, and I believe that could very well be the case with Allen Griffin.
3 with Dolajai lunging at him. 4-point lead, largest of the game for Virginia.
Trying to match up on the back.
Beekman, fine freshman out of Baton Rouge, and feeding the 7-footer who can hit it from outside. And of course, that's a forte for Tony Bennett's team, that 3-point shot, as that one is tipped out.
And against Lazinski, he tried to drive it. Lazinski bottomed him up, or bodied him up, couldn't get anything.
Hauser with a tough shot, but he makes a lot of shots like that, doesn't he? Virginia by 4. Clark, and he'll swing it. Hauser loves that spot, but he can't drain it.
Dave, crazy things last day of conference, and Notre Dame really up 10 all game, up to as many as 20, and now you said it, biggest game of the year, championship game right here. Virginia was after it, and Jones didn't. I think it's awesome. Good for him and good for his answer.
Yeah, and I like what you said when you're listening to it. It's not a selfish answer.
No,
the shots keep on coming here for Virginia. They are ACC Player of the Year candidate for sure. Cavaliers coming in, ranked number 21. They can't stop that man right now. Hauser is cooking. He's canceled because of the pandemic. Beekman looking to operate, slammed on the brakes. Hauser again, and a rare miss for him here in the first half.
I agree. You got to drive if you're losing.
Hauser steps back and buries it.
Doing a good.
Hauser from the corner. But that shot has been there for him all day, hasn't it?
He did that old cornerback play where he got his arm wrapped around the waist on the backside, and that's what Ted Valentine saw.
So Davis with the personal. Huff did not drag the. There have been a couple of times it looked like the Cavaliers, Dan, were getting set to pull away a little bit. And Louisville, to their credit, and a 5-point lead for Virginia. Trying to win a regular season title today. Jones unable to hit. He's having a lot of trouble. With a season high 24 points when they've needed it the most. Withers back for Jones, who was so good against Duke last week. Get 25 points. 51-45.
American can breathe a sigh of relief. My mic's back on full time, Dave.
Oh, that's a gutsy shot there by Carly Jones.
Loss at home was a bit surprising. Her last time out last Wednesday, 68-61. Walter Tensai curling off, throwing over the top of the flare screen to Hauser. Shot is off. As we mentioned, senior night here, Jay Huff, Sam Hauser, Austin Castra, Tomas Walter Tensai are being honored. JC, how much does senior night factor a little bit? Was this a weird, what was it like for you?
Well, it's not their last time putting on the jersey. They've got a lot of basketball in front of them, so I think it takes away a lot of that emotion that seniors typically fight on this day.
Hauser trying to play ahead of the defense.
Uniforms look good to feel to play good is what Jerry Rice always used to say on a gridiron. Maybe there's something to it with Miami. Those things are clean.
I love it. Look good, feel good, play good. They're doing just that. And surprisingly, you can close out by Brooks.
I like to see Huff pull the trigger. He had a spot there where he's catch and shoot. You got to take that. Make him pay if they're not going to guard you.
Hauser gets his triple of the bench minutes, which is bottom 30 in the nation. So he leans on his starters a lot, but these bench guys, Justin McCoy in particular, Cafaro, have a big impact in this game early. Got to value possessions.
Absolutely, absolutely. Drew up a set there, trying to give McGusty the alley-oop. Didn't have it. You got to be disciplined enough to pull back.
And Hauser hits another trip.
That's the kind of wingman you are, my friend. I appreciate that, Dallin.
Well, I appreciate the honest assessment, too, of your game and how you would have been comfortable in today's in playing guys that play on the
100. Not perfect, but at 500 with your quad one wins, losses. Georgia Tech and North Carolina go a long way. I don't think you can split those. I think for Duke, they have to win both.
And then do some work in the tournament. Big-time game for Duke and Georgia Tech down in Atlanta.
Again, if you're the Canes here, off the bad miss from Huff, you got to push that thing on the initial thrust. You got to run a little bit harder, but they are exploring early.
Keeley Clark lining up against Wong, finds Hauser. Huff wants it on the block, gets it. Quick turnaround, in and out.
He is confident from beyond the arc, shooting 46%. And he's been good offensively in this game. Why not?
Isaiah Wong, leading scorer for the Hurricanes, still of six. And Wong will give another foul.
Clark out for Huff, who then shares it back. And it's Beekman stuck at the logo, 7 to shoot. Long try goes off for Hauser. There's a shoe down on the floor. That belongs to Beekman, so a temporary 4-on-5 possession for UVA does not end with a bucket on the fadeaway from Hauser. Always smart perimeter shots and the ability on the drive to kick it quickly because of how fast Virginia's defense will converge. Jordan, 3 trips down the floor and 3 misses for Hauser. It's between Sebron and Beverly. The ball finds its way to Hauser, and the cold start for UVA continues.
Dominating the basketball, so there's going to be mistakes made throughout a season. As they start to learn and understand, they start to play more competent basketball. The ball moves, you get better shots, and that's why they're the second.
Number 1, the team opposing them today, and down by 13. A defender just about everywhere Hauser steps, and that drops. So UVA got their first points.
Those that know. Now you do, Mike.
Good ball movement on the possession from Virginia. Hauser rims it out. Who scored only 2 points in those first 20 minutes and made 1 field goal.
Don't overlook that Cafaro's getting the starting nod here in the second half as well. Obviously like the minutes he gave, but I think it also speaks to...
You said right at the beginning of the broadcast tonight, your team is very different when you lose Markel Johnson, among others, a guy who can distribute. You lose your leading scorer, Devin Daniels. There's 3 for Hauser to tie the game and kick.
Speed up the pace of this game, especially because of how the Pack are operating in the half court with success. They want more possessions. They want more cracks at it because they know they can score against this Virginia defense.
Off, and if you don't make the pass to the open shooter, you usually get trapped. That wasn't the case.
Oh. And it also does speak to the ability of Moore to drive that basketball in because of who the opponent is. Okay, so the Pack line defense typically takes away stuff at the rim. Well, something's got to give because that's how we score the basketball is NC State's philosophy, and they've been paying it off.
Back, and you get the sense everybody on that bench is standing. They feel victory is imminent.
I'm not that angry on the 1 meal plan. Am I, Mike?
No, I don't know how I'd make it throughout the day. Are snacks allowed?
I mean, look, I don't live in a prison.
With 10 or more after having not scored more than 10 since December 3rd.
I can tell you, going back to my playing days, Mike, I hated all that standing around. in a tense situation like this. You're taken out of your rhythm of game flow.
To Duke, the last 4 to Virginia. And we haven't had a whistle yet in this game, and we're almost 4 minutes in. Nice step in by Hauser to tie the game.
I'm not sure there's a player in the ACC that make that decision. He's going to certainly have questions to answer to NBA people as to why he decided to do that and what it means. And there's that shot preparation that we're talking about by Sam. Bigger guys. Now he's got a fair fight with Sam Hauser.
And what a fight it is between two of the best shooters, not only in the conference, but in the country, as Hauser hits a turnaround.
And you're going to see double stack, and he came to the corner, and he caught it. He shot that as soon as he caught it. I mean, Huff was almost there.
How about Hauser with a shot fake and then a dunk?
Boy, both teams.
Now a switch.
Well, they could go 2 for 1, but does Virginia ever do that? They might go 1 for 2.
Yeah. And you know what? The patience pays off for them. They get a good look. For Virginia, Trey Murphy III, we mentioned a transfer from Rice. And he is from Durham, and he was friends with Justin McCoy from Cary, North Carolina. McCoy helped to recruit Murphy into him. And Tony Bennett has said, you got to put pressure on the ball. We can't let the opposing team go window shopping. Hauser gets it off quickly before anybody got out on him.
This is like make it a tough 2. So Duke's defense is going according to plan.
Yep.
And they're in a tie ball game as a result.
Hauser, a little bit strong. Mike Krzyzewski told us yesterday.
I'm telling you.
Yep. Dan Schulman, Jay Billis, Virginia and Duke tied at 51. Not anymore. Sam Hauser.
Sam Hauser just coming off.
Matthew Hurts got 20 to lead all scores.
Olwire switches off onto Hauser. He can shoot over him.
He does. Huff and Hurt battle for it. It's Virginia. There's so many different guys on this Virginia team who could take this shot. Clark finds Hauser off balance from the corner. Not there. Huff the rebound.
A couple of days ago, they think he might be able to play tonight. He did not play Saturday in their overtime home win against Wake Forest. Sam Hauser, what a year he's having. Player of the Year candidate in the...
Walker's going to be first team all-league. He's had a great year.
Hauser, can they get him going? That might be a start. A 3 for Sam Hauser.
Oh, remember how Earl Campbell used to just run people over?
Casey Morsell. Out it goes to Hauser. Short with a 3. Nobody there for Virginia.
That to his arsenal, forget it.
He made only 8 threes all year prior to tonight. Hauser a miss. Offensive rebound by Virginia games this year. Jay, where he's open time and time again. I think back to the big Monday game against Syracuse when he made 7 threes. But he can't get free from this Florida State defense. They're in first place. They will be tied with Florida State in the loss column. The 8-2 for Florida State, 11-2 for Virginia. The games teams have played, all but of course due to COVID. And, he just made the point. It's very hard to make up games with as many as they're already playing. There's a bucket for Hauser. Here they're going to try to.
Patience, poise usually leads the points for Virginia. It's the 3 Ps.
And Hauser, he misses.
And if it gets down to the free throw line, Virginia's one of the best in America at 81% of team, and Carolina's in the 60th percentile.
Hauser loading left, knocks down a 3. Has 4.
They got to pound it inside.
Back to single digits. Hauser at reverse, shut down by Baycott, but a foul call. Unless they'll for Tuesday doubleheader, and you can always watch it live as well on the ESPN app. Hauser goes to work, fades away, does not get the bounce, and a chance for Carolina to draw a little bit.
Come up with defensive stops. Want to go in halftime feeling a little good about yourself.
Hauser, that's a triple, and that's a big one, stabilizing things for about a 4-second differential. So we'll see how far down Virginia will take the clock. Hauser at the long 2. That's no good.
They have to come out with a little spurt here.
Hauser from the corner. He connects. If you're Roy Williams, Dick, how hard is it? Huff attacks the rim. And he missed the dunk and ends up with Hauser, though. Hauser fades away. That's short. The second field goal for the preseason ACC Player of the Year. Here's Clark. A little hesitation dribble. Sets up Hauser. Another back tap and another fresh 20 on the shot clock for Virginia.
They can't give him that many opportunities. North Carolina's an outstanding rebounding team, and they get second opportunities. And look, and it makes you pay big time with it. And he's capable of shooting that three. He really is. He's had some big games for North Carolina.
That one's no good for Hauser.
And tremendous guard play. If the big question for North Carolina has been up and down play on the perimeter. And it's very tough to win big in college unless you're super strong on that perimeter. It's going to be just like Tony. Tony handled it so well, and a year later comes back, wins the national title. You're going to win the Stanley Cup. Well, sure enough, he won the Stanley Cup. And then he's being interviewed after winning the Stanley Cup as the three goes down.
Double figures. We got 5.5 minutes to go. And right now they are being led by Baycott and Kessler, who each have 7.
I've seen good things out of Kessler.
For Virginia to get attempts in this game.
Clark has not scored in the game, 0 for 3 from the floor. That last bucket by Beekman ending that drought. And in fact, Beekman has 5. Murphy has.
Jordan Usher attacking the basket, and then the body control to be able to finish around Jay Huff. But while we got a break, I got to say happy birthday to my baby sis, Amy Williford Brew, for Moses Wright. In close to 600 minutes, he is great with the basketball, only turning it over about once every 28 minutes or so.
Well, to put it in perspective, in his last 6 games before it
allows him to be able to finish over the top of the Georgia Tech defenders.
Murphy, the junior from Durham, North Carolina, averages just over 11 points per game. Did most of the damage in Alvarado, catch and release. At the apex of his leap, knocking down the jumper. He's over 1,300 points in his Georgia Tech career. $13 times the double-digit scoring for Alvarado.
We're near the bonus right now. With only 51 seconds remaining, you're going to see a number of quick fouls here from Georgia Tech to try to get Virginia in the 1-and-1.
81% as a team.
Team in the country, the Virginia Cavaliers. Dave O'Brien, Corey Alexander coming to you from our homes. We're getting a look at a couple of outstanding ACC Player of the Year candidates. Certainly, we take a look now. 15 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, and shooting over 40% from three-point range. And as both these guys are matchup problems, especially when you consider that they're throwing that possession and give him, the opportunity to recognize when you don't see the double team that it's his opportunity to go and be aggressive trying to score. Hauser from the corner can't find a range early on. Turnover by Pitt, but you've got to make sure you have eyes in the back of your head when Champagnie is on the floor with you, because that was an outstanding pass. It was simply mishandled. Hauser goes in strong for 2. Jones Arena, Corey Alexander, Dave O'Brien from our homes. Mine considerably colder than Corey's down south. The sweet jumper by Hauser, and we're starting to get that. I'm going to call down. Let them know. Hey, wait a minute. No, that was a pass. That's a call. I had a number of those in my career where, ball might not have hit the rim. Somebody follows it up. Hauser with a sweet touch. As you said, Tony's sister actually did attend Stevens Point. Hauser straight on, yes, as he buries a triple. And now, by game basis, and a lot of respect for Chase Coleman from Tony Bennett. Gives him a lot of freedom, not only as a player, but as a coach for this team. It is time for the Pitt Panthers. Here's a freshman. Hauser. Little fall away, and 2 more for him. He's been lighting it up here in the second half.
Starting 5 out there remain the same now for the 8th straight game. Their point guard, Kihei Clark, gets into the lane. Sam Hauser finds an open look and misses the 3. That's what he did not have an assist in 34 minutes in that loss against Virginia Tech. put up a surprising result tonight in Pittsburgh after taking down the #1 team in the 3 and 7-1 in the ACC, still sitting atop the standings. Virginia Tech chasing them, but they lost against Pitt tonight. Hauser with the reverse lay-in, Virginia up by a pair.
There's teams where they can afford 10 or 11 turnovers in a game. Only 3 on the shot clock here. They got to get in and shoot it.
And what a shot from Hauser coming around the curve this far. Belongs to Kihei Clark. And ever joining us late, DJ Funderburk returning today after a 1-game suspension. He missed the game against Syracuse on Sunday. Hauser got help.
Get into the lane, but it's a really good job by Murphy to trail that play and find the open spot, to find a place where Clark, even in traffic, could deliver the ball to him.
6 free throws on the year, 34 out of 40, just under 90% from the line.
I thought he had a good block there.
Doesn't everybody?
And in the country, people are scratching their head and saying, well, you know, they're not as good as they used to be. Well, they have been tonight.
I loved hearing Kevin Keats' reaction where he brought that up and said, they're not as good.
Capital One Quicksilver card does not need a dog and pony show. It's simple. Unlimited 1 point.
You know, if you attack the basket a little more, you can get to the free throw line. And again, they're one of the top free throw shooting teams in the country.
DJ Funderburk takes a breather here.
See that Honda badge? It's a testament to endurance and Honda ingenuity. Rise to the challenge with the rugged performance.
Clark gets it back. Hauser a 3. Rims out. 5 straight misses for the Cavaliers. 5 seconds to shoot. Hauser goes up with it. He can't connect. And the Hokies, Mike Young told us today, there's not a lot he can talk about, but he and Tyrese feel awful about the situation. You see his statement there. And Mike Young wanted to make one thing clear to us today, Malcolm. Here, it's 15 straight conference wins. And you said it, Malcolm. The difference between this year's team and last year's, the improved offense. Hauser right on cue, lays it in for an easy 2. And the Cavaliers.
Aluma, a guy that put up a double-double in that game. So it's going to be by committee, but make no mistake about it, I think they have enough guys.
Hauser with a hand in his face once.
Glass.
Hauser a 3. Seconds.
And I think that's important. You go back to their Notre Dame game in a win. They had 4 players in double digits. As you take a look at Hauser getting in the scoring action. So
Hauser left alone in the corner. He'll make you pay. Sam Hauser drills it. Here's Kihei Clark. Finds Hauser. Step back 3. Can't connect. Clark on the drive, kick out, Hauser at 3, off the mark as well. This Virginia team.
Es bastante consistente, vive bastante el tiro intermedio.
Lo pesaba Gudó en la jugada. Murphy. Marquez. Lo fallaba Griffin el rebote para Virginia. Hauser se la dan atrás de nuevo, intenta el triple en el aro. Rebote que viene consiguiendo Alan Griffin.
Pero viste, resolvés ese acertijo, Kenny, no volvés a mirar atrás.
Se mete entre líneas entonces. Hauser se voltea desde el codo, lanza en el aro. El rebote que venía consiguiendo.
Esa canasta quizás es la que abra las compuertas para el Orangeman.
Ahora el intento de triple desde la izquierda del aro. Venía fallando Hauser. Atacando Syracuse. Aquí viene recuperando Kihei Clark.
Papi después.
Así me va a contar porque le dicen papi. Hauser, triplazo. Sam Hauser.
Es Papi Cafaro.
El triple de Guerrier, sí, el Papi Cafaro. El argentino, el gigante, el de 7 pies. Otra vez Hauser, está fino. Está fino. Sam Hauser. Otro. Dije Clark, el pase rebotado en la pintura. Ahora fuera Hauser, otro triple. Hauser. En el aro. Rebote, tablero y la falta. Hauser. Ahora la finta. Devuelve Tanzer. A la esquina, Hauser intenta el triple en el aro. Otra vez Sam Hauser.
La defensiva tenga un impacto tan inmediato. Pero además está decir que si venís a un equipo de Tony Bennett y no defendés, no vas a tener minutos. Y la razón por la cual confía en él es por lo que hace de ese costado de la cancha.
Hauser. Otra vez el...
Dejó bastante que desear. Pero queda mucho, Kenny.
Esto apenas comienza. Así en la segunda mitad. Kihei Clark. Ahora con Hauser. Lanza y falla. De 15 pies aproximadamente. A la esquina. Kihei Clark. Huff. Afuera. Hauser. Otro triple. Sam Hauser desde la esquina. Clark a la esquina. De nuevo afuera con Clark. La finta. Penetra. Hauser. Intenta el triple. Hauser en el lado. Estaba incómodo cuando lanzó. No pudo llegar. Jay Hoffer con 9.7 rebotes. Fue el gran ausente en la primera mitad. Esperábamos todo de él. Ahora Hauser desde la esquina. Triplazo. El pase mirando para el otro lado de Kihei Clark y Hauser. Se voltea. Clark. Rebotado afuera con Murphy. Hauser. Intenta y el rebote. Sembrando a dos manos. Clark. Se acomoda en la pintura. Pase afuera. Hauser intenta el triple. Tapona. Sin embargo, la recuperación vuelve a ser para Big Man a la esquina.
Catalina le pueden ganar a cualquiera y eso incluye a Gonzaga, incluye a Baylor.
Hauser, ahora entre líneas Clark, otra vez afuera con Hauser, taponazo.
Ahí tiene que lanzar Clark.
Now Georgia Tech not the only team shooting hot as of late, although Sam Hauser leaves that one off the mark. Spin has joined Kihei Clark on the court. Those two have developed a quick chemistry in the backcourt. Feed to Hauser, count it, plus the foul. As Sam Hauser opened boats for the Charlotte Hornets when Tony Bennett was in the NBA, and his passion, his heart really compensated for the lack of height. And it's one thing that both Alvarado and Clark possess in their ball. And so in his senior year, he explodes, averages a double-double, and Josh Pastner decides to take a chance on him. It's been slow but steady development since he's come to Atlanta and played Georgia Tech on a mini 5-0 run. How about this mismatch? With Kihei Clark out of the game, Alvarado guarding Sam Hauser, and yet Hauser can't take advantage of it.
When you have players, whether it's a Morcell or a Wolda Tensai coming off and giving you some productive minutes off the bench.
Cafaro got in the middle of that rebound, knocked it out.
Before they can get their D set up, they're doing an excellent job in transition, in particular in their secondary break.
Here's Hauser, an answer. He leads the Cavaliers with 10. Instead, Hauser trying to take on Alvarado, and that time he does cash in. Roll of Conor McGregor looking to send a knockout punch to Virginia on the road. He's got 20. Georgia Tech up 9. Sam Hauser says not so fast. Virginia's... Here's Hauser. He has the hot hand. Hits another one. Back-to-back threes for Sam Hauser. Beekman, 10 to shoot. Here's Hauser. He's got the hot hand. Leans into one, and it's good. Sam Hauser gives Virginia their first...
Don't settle for jumpers. See if you can get something going towards the basket.
Hauser for three. It's good.
Well, we welcome you to Little John Coliseum in Clemson, South Carolina for a battle of two top 20 teams inside the ACC. Clemson taking on Virginia. Dave O'Brien from home. Corey Alexander from home. Of course, so far, an ugly start for the Tigers. They look like a team that hasn't played about 10 or 11 days, which is the...
If Clemson doesn't find a way to find some type of continuity on the offensive end of the floor.
Tigers, Corey, may be fortunate to get to double figures in the first half. They swing up top for Hauser. Well, the Tensai, a big lift off, and they held the Hokies to 11 at halftime. That turned out to be a game in the end, didn't it?
It did, but the difference between the two teams is the ability to score offensively.
For 5, bottled up, double team, swatted away by Sims. Shot clock is all the way down to 2. Got to get a shot in the air, and they hit it anyway. And that's the kind of night. Tonight, 11 out of 19. They have just shredded the Clemson defense beyond the perimeter. Here's another one way downtown, and another one that goes down for Hauser.
And Obi, I looked at
Jackets dating back to the 2013 season.
And when you think about, 2013, 2014, the year that Virginia won the ACC tournament,
it. He does, lets it fly as the buzzer sounds, a scoop to the hoop for 2.
And Virginia, Jay, has turned into a team that's really difficult to match up because of these two guys' ability to knock down.
The first half here in Charlottesville.
Good luck with them figuring out the bracketology this year.
Yeah.
All the canceled games, teams playing without full rosters.
Here's Sam Hauser working on Durham. Gets Durham in the move. Beautiful up and under from Sam Hauser. Leads to an wide open Beekman at 3. He hits it again off the feed from Kihei Clark. The ball movement protocol. How good has he been tonight?
Well, he's shown the whole game. That time a little mid-range game off the one bounce. Pull up into your jumper. He's shown off. He's had some range.
The Fire is freshmen, but they've got to start playing like the junior class they are.
Yeah, and they need more of that right there. Their backcourt.
Prentice Hub will head to the line. That bench shortening that rotation, giving Kihei Clark and Reese Beekman more time on the court together. Sam Hauser and Jay Huff more time on the court together in the last 4 or 5 games.
Impressive points getting into the paint, but make no mistake about it, his defensive pressure sets the tone for that pack line D.
Mike Bray's team at cut.
Boston College. Karnick hitting threes early.
4th 3 of the season for Karnick in 11 attempts. Hauser the fadeaway from the elbow.
Virginia as a finesse defensive team. Braxton Key, another guy, and DeAndre Hunter from years past. Those lockdown defenders as Hauser hits the corner 3 to give them. It rallied them, and they have responded with a 9-0 run. The 3 by Sam Hauser.
That's an excellent block out.
Is off the mark. He did the hard stuff, just couldn't get it to go.
Wow, I mean everything except the finish.
Sam Hauser, the Marquette transfer, second team.
Individual plays in particular with their pull-ups.
Turnover by Huff. Can the Eagles capitalize? Winston Tabbs, the pull-up from 17. 676 days of rest.
Yeah, so much doubt, and came onto the scene with so much promise his freshman year. Averaged close to 14 points a game, one of the top performers in the ACC.
Since BC led by 7 late in the first half, Virginia has built a 25-6 run. Karnick, nice move. That's what they want out of the big fella.
Back in the day as a player, He had a good chuckle about that, but obviously the formula for success for Virginia always has and will be that defense.
Digit score for this Virginia team. They work it to Hauser, catch and release. Hauser, shot clock to 5. It's a difficult shot away.
You are going to hear my partner say that a lot in this game as well as anybody in the conference.
Isn't he? 25 points in that win against Wake. Big factor in the win against North Carolina as well for Georgia Tech. That's Hauser with a skillful turnaround, Mike.
Yeah, he's got. And then March Madness will unfold like the Indiana high school tournament in the state of Indiana.
I wonder if they'll play some games at Butler.
Yeah,
the Fieldhouse, right?
Get the tape measure.
In late January of last year. Series goes all the way back to 1911, 139th meeting. Hauser the misfire. Huff went up to get it amongst 3 defenders this year. Trying to work that baseline. They'll flip it back out to Clark. Now Hauser lining up a 3-ball. Aguama comes away with it.
You win like that, and your fans will come out.
Beekman makes the steal. Hauser trying to fill the lane. Tries to get around the defender and score the basket, and the foul against Wake.
He's had a foul in this half.
Shot clock is down to 5 for Hauser. The recognition, and it's all net.
He gets a lot of guys.
3s in the game for a career high for Masood tonight here in Charlottesville. Hauser, quick move around the hip of the defender, and a chance at the 3-point play. Hauser to 5 of 10 from the floor. Wonderful addition and transfer from Marquette. Played 3 seasons for them.
And here's the jump shot by him coming off a double-double against Notre Dame.
A lot of adjustments being made on many levels, but we are playing. That ball is bouncing, and the sneakers are squeaking, and Hauser's hitting the shot.
Yeah,
highly skilled, Mike.
They haven't had an answer for
V knocking down that 3-pointer. Don't go anywhere. 70-61. Hauser, does he have the answer? Not this time. And here's Williamson with the clearance.
He's trying to mix it up against Virginia.
Trying to speed him up. And this is a Notre Dame team that, look, they don't play that fast either. 242nd, 46 at adjusted tempo themselves. But I think he wants to push a capable leaper down low for a high percentage opportunity.
Third straight game off the bench for Jawan Durham, the 5th-year level that's good enough to beat Power 5 teams so far.
Yeah, and if you look at the numbers offensively, balanced scoring, a lot of guys that can hurt you from beyond the arc, 4 of them to be exact, but they're losing tight ones, and it comes down to toughness.
I'll never forget.
The CFP semifinal. Get the run game going a little bit with Kyron Williams, then blow the top off with the in-book. We'll see.
You got a direct line to Tommy Reese there?
Just trying to show my versatility. Prentice Hub at times. Look no further than the Purdue game. Held scoreless. Yeah. Is he on the verge of a repeat performance here? Irish fans better hope not.
Hauser with a turnaround, and the lead has point margin. Hauser, a little hesitation. Clark. Off the shot fake, Hauser wide open. Rebound to Durham.
And by the time help side comes from Shedrick, it's too late. That is just beautiful execution in space and isolation for the big fella to finish.
He's got 21. Same number he had against Kentucky.
Talk about carryover from the previous game. 19 versus Gonzaga. 15 here tonight. Kihei Clark showing I can do whatever's asked from me. Score. Sign me up.
Yeah, Mike Brey was saying yesterday to us, he said we could really use your defensive voice with this group. And we'll see if Notre Dame can get some stops here these final 6 minutes. Virginia still ahead by 3 on the road.
5'9". Just giving him everything on the drive.
I mean, he's just
off the high screen set by Huff.
Huff does a great job slipping as well.
Hauser against Timmy and a bumping foul. Count the bucket. He shot that from the base.
Concept.
Hauser away from the basket, has it knocked away. Suggs, who can defend any position, falls to the floor. Hauser rims out, and Watson with the rebound.
Boy, now you got to go out there, stay attached, force him to put it on the deck.
As a team, 34%. Hauser trying to answer for 3, does not. And Suggs by Ayayi.
Early leads are miscellaneous. Everything's just got to hang tough, run their stuff. Nice cut here.
Hauser in the paint. Does he get to the free throw line? He does. An end one.
He's mean.
Hauser, quick first step. Step back, jumper. No good, too hard. And the rebound by Suggs. Tony Bennett said to us the other day about his offense, he goes, I've spread it out a little bit more too. Here's Hauser for 3, in and out, which is excellent.
Well, it's the unselfish play that impresses me, and their motion, they keep busy.
Hauser in the paint, fadeaway jumper is good, nothing but net. It'll be
amazing, you know.
Our colleague Dan Dickow. Huff, by the way, is back here with 3 fouls for Virginia. Clark to Hauser for 3. A little too strong, and Huff tips it out to Clark.
Well, Huff, when he's in there, should really get some more touches, I think.
Hauser, another 3 attempt. This one was off the backboard, and Huff slams it home.
Clark, one of those kids, didn't have any offers either. I think it was California system. Maybe Davis was interested in him.
Big piece to that puzzle for the national championship. By the way, that was the
championship coach, great player, just a nice way about him.
9:05 to play second half. Hauser off the glass, no good. Suggs had it. Huff picks it up, and he
his feet set and the ball, he's in that rhythm. And so unless you try to contest, which is tough to do against 7'1", he's got an even longer wingspan. Jay Huff learning how to shoot the 3 has been a deadly
aftermath of that. Just pulling guys together. Yeah, it's still an 18-point game, but William and Mary talking about that momentum you've mentioned, showing signs of it these first 4 minutes. Charlottesville, 25-point lead for number 16, Virginia, with less than 7 to go. And we finally got this game played. Postponed a couple of times. First, due to William and Mary COVID issues. The second,
you know, our network having to move things around as well. So it's just really been an interesting test and successful test in patience, I think, as we look across the board in college basketball as to how many games have been canceled.
Drive it to the rim, got knocked away and turned over by Kent State. Interested to watch Virginia attack with Hauser. Kent State buries a triple there. He averaged 14 points, 7 rebounds a year ago for the Golden Flashes, and he's pushed the Kent State lead to 5.
But one of the things you saw was talk to us about was he wanted to see of his team, because of course they've only played the 1 game versus Point Park, the NAIA school. He wanted to see who
all game. Corey, they are 123-14 at home with Tony Bennett. And a lot of those L's are in the first couple of years, my man.
Yes, they are.
Knocked it away, couldn't control it. It'll stay with Virginia. 11 to shoot for the Cavaliers, who still trail 2.
Hey,
2 fouls on Malik Jacobs, too, by the way, Corey.
covered in cream cheese icing. Meet the new bakery sweets at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
By the way, Hauser under 10 to shoot. Nice entry, and Huff scores. 9 for Jay Huff on his 4th field goal. 6 of 7 opponent the other night. What legendary ACC coach? His first head coaching job was at Point Park in Pittsburgh.
Well, I told you when we talked about this before that.
All right, a little bit of maintenance here to the ball game. Walden Tensai whistled for the foul.
So it wasn't on the dunk attempt. To actually be so involved in the game. And again, you don't have that level of emotion. Virginia doesn't have that support system on its home court. And not
the Cavaliers have the ball on the baseline. 14 to shoot for Kihei Clark.
That's who he is, and that's the reason why Tony Bennett loves and respects Kihei Clark the way he does. And these are the moments where he has to step up and really be the leader of this team. We know
season with a 10-point win against Pittsburgh. So they come in here with some confidence today in Charlottesville. Inside to Hauser, easy pull-up pop, and he hits it.
St. Francis went to
St. Francis gets their first bucket 3.5 minutes into this first half. Walden Tensai on the drive, leaves it for Sam Hauser. Beautiful up and under from the Marquette transfer. 11 for Virginia.
Well, he might set the record for dunks in the first half if he keeps going at this rate. I mean, he's just getting uncontested dunks off of some beautiful passes.
And meanwhile, St. Francis has fallen ice cold. 8 straight misses, just looking for something offensively, and turnover won't help.
Early allow dribble penetration, but when they do, their bigs and also wing players do a great job closing gaps.
Sam Hauser.
Guy that can do a little bit of everything, inside, outside, can shoot it well.
That 3 can't connect. Hauser played for 3 years. Pretty early, they had something special just watching him practice, and now able to put it into a game situation. Open in the corner, drills the 3 right on cue. Sam Hauser, one of the best.
There. Dejounte Murray played at Rainier Beach. I remember Terrence Williams, who played at Louisville, played in the NBA, was there. Nate Robinson. Purcell had a chance to get that loose ball, but just bent over at the waist and didn't wind up getting it. You'll probably hear about that from Tony Bennett about getting on the floor for it. Hauser, you can slip it, go to the basket, one-on-one in the post. Usually that's going to get doubled, but because of the perimeter shooting, it seems like Tony Bennett's decided he don't want to double in the post. He'll go one-on-one in there.
Virginia going up against Western Kentucky. I'll tell you this much, Jay, the Big 12, at least at the top end, should be pretty loaded when you're talking about West Virginia, Kansas, Baylor. Hauser goes inside, hangs but couldn't hit. And now back the other way, it's Milstead. Crashed on the couch and just hanging, watching some college hoops still to come. We got Western Kentucky and West Virginia in the championship game.
So big a part of Virginia's offense. If you could take them away, you could really limit Virginia. How about that? Foul and a 3.
Khalil Shabazz buries it. Pulled down by Reevney. And a chance for the Dons to take the lead. They've hung around this one, played hard.
So keeps hanging around, a possession up, possession down, whatever it is. Does Virginia start getting a little bit tight?
That one tipped out. Wow. They got Yerketam.
going over the back. That's his push in the back first. Tony Bennett wanting to talk about the different things that he wants to do depending upon the score.
Cannot turn it over.
Casey Morsell gets the start for the Cavs. And Sam Hauser, we highlighted him. Virginia trying to extend their 7-0 flurry. Hauser squares. Tip in goes. Sam Hauser able to nudge it up into the basket on the 73-42. And a denial on the inside. Cavaliers on the move. Hauser drops in a three.
For Towson Tigers.
Clark trying to get into the lane. Drive and kick. An air ball from Morsell. But Hauser, he's been active around the rim here this first half. Hauser, the transfer from Marquette. Takes him into the lane. Sweet turnaround. Hauser has 12. Morsell looking for Hauser. Out on the arc. Gets to the foul line. A running right-hander's too strong, off balance. But he keeps it alive, and Virginia
finish it. They need to secure the rebound. Back-to-back possessions.
Hauser. At the buzzer. Clark mid-range on an ISO play. Draws a crowd, drive and kick. Hauser finishes. It's a long two.
Those two guys as upperclassmen, I think, will be the first two upperclassmen off the board.
Yeah.
Dwayne Washington knocks down a three.
6 of 10 from the floor. Almost came up with a steal.
Three in the corner goes. He was considered just a shooter, but he's really a complete player.
Now we saw the ball slip out of McKinley Wright's hands early on as Washington knocks down the three.
They appeared to right their ship after a 3-game losing skid with a victory over Miami their last time out. Hauser with a touch into Huff for two.
Well, that was too easy, Dave. That was...
Great movement there. I mean, playing off each other.
We know Mark Williams has stepped into a larger role, and that goes back a few weeks now. Jamin Brakefield has picked up some more minutes as Virginia gets an easy one from Trey Murphy, the third outstanding transfer from Rice. With Justin McCoy from Cary, North Carolina. McCoy helped to recruit Murphy when Murphy announced he was going to transfer. Great little touch pass from Hauser into Huff, and the Who's are back on top. Morsell with a pull-up. And you talked about the mid-range game. He's knocked down a couple.
Yeah, some people say the mid-range is second half. Duke shooting under 30%. Virginia 43%. That's about as easy as it gets.
Wow. Hauser into Huff for the reverse slam.
A two-man game.
Carolina 1 for 10. Virginia 2 for 6, but both of their field goals are threes by the big guys. There's a backdoor cut by Trey Murphy.
Hey, Murphy's been a good player for them. Remember, they haven't scored 50 the last 3 years at the John Paul Jones Arena. By the way, he passed away, Mr. Jones. I got to meet him, know him. Beautiful man, beautiful family.
He's the leading three-point shooter this season for Georgia Tech. Virginia's in a traveling dark blue. Georgia Tech in the white, we're ready to go. From Atlanta, Georgia, Tom Wormy, Corey Alexander, and our outstanding ACC. Virginia with its 13-3 record, 9-1 in conference play. And Georgia Tech 5
to beat Notre Dame, the largest comeback under head coach Josh Pastner here at Georgia Tech. And the Jackets haven't beaten Virginia in quite some time. You have to go back to January of 2000. Best of the ACC. Hauser around the screen, ran into a double team. How about the help from Usher on that play?
Well, it's great help, but honestly, Sam Hauser is a bit too unselfish. With his size, with beautiful.
Gone for 29 points in the game. He's looking at the shot clock winding down. Can't beat it this time. And Huff races after the long rebound.
And a great battle on that one where Kihei Clark won the battle between the 2 point guards.
Player of the Year candidate, certainly. We take a look at who is made of more, brought to you by Guinness.
And the good thing about this, Obi, we will see these 2 guys go head-to-head in the game. Justin Champagnie, who leads the ACC.
Stayed in the man-to-man. They're going to do an awful lot of switching here. Here's a mismatch down on the inside. Let's see if Hauser can take advantage.
This is Kihei Clark for 3, and Virginia has the lead.
Action. That's what Virginia Tech does.
Back door left, wide open. There's your answer, says Trey Murphy. That's
el pase rebotado a la pintura, ahora afuera con Hauser, muy alto. Hauser que penetra, afuera con Murphy intentando el triple. Triplazo, triplazo. Otra vez el triple.
Como que son plegarias que están lanzando. No veo pick and roll, no veo movimiento de bola.
Vemos el triple, eso sí lo vemos, Real Big Man. Otro triplazo. En el lado cuando se acabó el tiempo. Lo intentaba Quincy Guerrier. Aquí dándose vuelta para Hauser arriba para que la siembra a 2 manos. Esta vez terminó levantando Hauser.
The UVA faithful, ever since Tony Bennett took over at the University of Virginia, shot clock violations are cheered for when there are fans in the stands. And, of course, you always cheer for the big threes.
For the blowout, you turn away, you go watch a MacGyver rerun, you come back a half hour later, and maybe it's really tightened up at that time. The way Virginia's shooting it, no.
It's going to be.
And we had a lot of success in that first
But he only got to play 2 games because he came down with COVID, and then shortly thereafter, the team decided to shut down their season.
He played for Kenny Blakeney at Howard. Blakeney's
51. They're closing in on a title here today.
You said it. He's just bullying Kihei Clark. But here's the thing about Kihei Clark. Kihei Clark is one tough dude.
That year, and you could see, hey, Virginia is good enough to get to a Final Four with this team. He was outstanding.
Shot clock running down. Hauser turns it over. Here comes Goldwire. Duke's got numbers. Stewart for 3.
Virginia off an impressive home win against North Carolina.
And that basket allows Florida State to put full court pressure on. That means they don't have to guard as long in the half court.
Right now, Florida State a 5. I think they're better than a 5 seed, but that's what their resume warrants right now. In all, he has 6 ACC teams in the field.
But it's easier said than done. People say speed them up, trap, put pressure on the ball. It's easier said. They execute so well. They really, very rarely, as they turn one over there, they very rarely turn it over.
Right. He's only missed 3 times all year.
Yeah, and all those misses were in non-conference games. He is batting 1,000 in ACC play, has not missed a free throw. And when these two...
I mean, you know, if you're of that kind of player where you want to be a head coach one day, well, the 10 side fighting for Tony hitting the deck. Great hustle there. And a tie-up on...
With NC State about wanting to press, that's the style that he wants to play and always has played. But he said, hey, we've got to be able to put it through the basket and able to put the press on.
Clark de nuevo con Murphy. Hauser, que la mandó para atrás y será cancha atrás. Entonces, Syracuse tendrá la posesión.
Here's Hauser in the post. You were calling for it, Malcolm, working on Alvarado. 9-inch height advantage, and yet can't cash in. Trailing 3, Usher. Says it all. The matchup that we keyed in on has been all Alvarado tonight. Here's Sam Hauser working on Alvarado, and he rips it away from the big man. Lacking 9 inches, and he is shut down.
Well, we welcome you to Little John Coliseum in Clemson, South Carolina for a battle of 2 top 20 teams inside the ACC. Clemson taking on Virginia. Dave O'Brien from home.
Starting a season over again. And if this were game 1 for Clemson, having to face the Cavaliers, and they've been playing, it would be a similar result as this.
Well, Tigers forcing the turnover.
Huh? Is that a lie that he told? When was the last time you played football, Amir? That's what I need to know.
You know, that might have been junior high or so, but obviously you can throw a football 60 yards. And on the slam, Clemson
really turn it over.
rebound, but he walks trying to get out of trouble.
Mobley spinning on Hauser off the mark.
But now there's the option. It's a question of where would you prefer to develop as a player? Because you can develop really quickly and really well in the G League.
There you go, Preston. Shoot that one. Now 2 of 4 from the floor. He's got 4 points.
Yeah, those can be.
Our area. Where exactly will these cannabis retail establishments be allowed?
This bus allows 6 people at a time to come in and get vaccinated.
The first female coach in the NFL.
It's a new way to see the best.
Here's another fun matchup. McKinley Wright against Austin Reeves. Nice dump down inside. Hauser comes away with the board.
You know, John, one of the things that I think, and most of the players know this.
Injured that foot, which they had recovered after he missed the first 15. Bank shot won't go. Ball loose, and again, the Cavaliers come away with that, and Malik Williams was honored as part of the Senior Day festivity. One thing you know about Virginia, their games are going to go quick. They don't foul anybody. They rarely turn it over. Not there this time for Williamson.
Dave, watch off the ball. Watch all the switch, the canned answer. And he said, look, this is one of my goals when I came here. Good for him. Hope he gets it.
Hauser with the rebound. He's averaging 16 and 7. And 6 to shoot it. Withers off the backboard, no. And Hauser collects the rebound.
Louisville's going to lose by 20 if that's their offense.
5-point game, remember, for Virginia. If they win, they are the top seed in the upcoming ACC tournament. They win the ACC regular season crown because Florida's towing that line. Up top here for Johnson. His little fall away short and a nice tap right back to himself for Hauser, who's having a really fine day. There's really getting involved offensively in a 5-point game. Back to that 3 as he just drilled it.
Dave, this is deep. I mean, for a kid that...
UVA up 4 here in Charlottesville. Senior night. They're looking to snap a 3-game losing skid. Alongside Jordan Cornette, I'm Dallin Cuff. Following week, both in Greensboro Coliseum. If you want a 25% capacity as Alani pulls up, go on a Ticketmaster, I've been told, and you get yourself a ticket for the men's and the women's and enjoy a lot of great hoops and back-to-back. Formerly of Eastlake High School, getting very frustrated.
I don't know if that's really bad offense, really bad defense, or really good offense. This is ridiculous.
Usually with frustration in his voice.
This should have make Brooks finish over the top, but he plays such sound basketball for Virginia.
There's no doubt about it. He is remarkable. Greenberg will preview tonight's games. I'll preview that night, the weekend's games, and have the latest news from around the conference, only on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Hauser picks it off.
Pat Driscoll, not only a great ref, class guy too. Dating back to when he was officiating our games back in the early 2000s. He's been at it for a long time, does a great job.
The big lineup right now with Cafaro, Huff, and Hauser all on the floor for UVA.
And it's because they want some material.
Moore turned away on the drive. Shot clock is at 10 for NC State. Hayes lunges a deep one and front rims it into the hands of Sam Hauser.
The packet.
A lot of quality players to get there. That's the problem this year for a number of projected second rounders is the number.
28. They are 3 for 3 overall. And the threes aren't falling. It's a big factor for Virginia. Typically,
time playing in front of those crowds, something that you want to hold on to forever. In this COVID era, it feels a little bit different, so it allows guys to focus in a little bit more. It's not their last time.
Roach turns it over and then has to foul.
Has a tremendous advantage, in my opinion, in the backcourt. Going to be interesting to see how Virginia operates offensively.
Moses Wright made the
call.
Because even if he did step on the line, he doesn't necessarily have possession of that basketball before the shot clock goes off.
Moses Wright working on Jay Huff inside. That's a great matchup, and Hauser comes over to swipe it. A difference of 9 inches. And now Hauser guarding Alvarado. Pull up three. It's good. Jose out.
I expect the offense to come back rusty. But defensively, you would think that, hey, okay, you still can put up a better effort on the defensive end of the floor.
Wake Forest, the shot clock's down to 2. They got the shot away on the drive.
Leszewski on the drive, takes the bump, and he will shoot a pair.
So now Gonzaga with the basketball for the first time.
Run out ball screen slip and attacking that rim.
It's cleared out. Kispert feeling it. He didn't take it that time.
But he's a threat, though, every time he catches it.
Nembhard scored 505 points last year. Huff did. Got bigger and stronger with each passing year. There's another block. Ayaye with a good catch.
Look how the pressure. They got plenty of time to run a nice slip.
And then Timmy trying to finish. He'll go to the 22-point game. Suggs off the screen by Watson, and then Hauser there to cut it off.
10th, rather. So 2 shots now. Would have been 2 anyway for Clark. And the first one, no.
Trying to free up Zane Martin.
44-41. Lets it go again. Nelson. 10 to shoot. Inside. Gill. Goes up. No. Loose. And the Red Storm come the other way.
Oh, what a great job defensively. Mark at the rim. Figueroa.
Trouble tonight.
Yeah, they're struggling. I think it's tough. The amount of minutes they play.
Air ball.
He's a yoga guy, by the way.
That's right, hot yoga.
Every day.
I've been in class with him, coach.
I have hot toddies, not hot yoga.
Diallo driving. Nyers the other way. David Duke turns his corner, drives, pushes off, and lays it in. Count the back. Diallo. And a foul.
It makes this game that much bigger.
Yep. And we talked to Jay Wright before the game as Pascal gets that turner right now. Pascal pulls up.
You're right. The crowd just saw it.
Good help defense by.
I think Figueroa could do some damage on the drive if he wants it.
Got it.
As does that young man, Marcus Howard. Some think, Wayne, that his size may be a deterrent, but anybody that can shoot the basket to open up this second half. Buffalo with 4 of their 5 starters. Here's the only bench player. It's Perkins. He is fouled going to the hole. 8 for Howard. 23 in the second half. Carruthers gets by Hauser. Nifty move to have the ball to start this second half. The Fighting Hawks. Avan stumps it inside to Rabracha with a left-handed layup of the night.
Theo John doing a good job stealing in the paint.
Cortez steals.
Trying to just find something inside. Great drive there and able to finish. Now Marquette will. Muskie inside, but
Behind the back, pull up from beyond the arc for King. And look at Jamal Cain skying for the rebound.
Theo John, and see if you can get a 3rd foul.
Kansas faithful to their feet here in Brooklyn, trying to will their team.
And to add to it. 2-man game, Fitzner and Langford. Langford again on the take. Wow. Oh, what a finish. 3-point range last year. Is already over 1,000 points in his career in 2 years. Making everything, as you mentioned, makes your teammates better. Spreads the floor. We get a lot of action inside. Horvath off the back iron. Jackson.
But he's so low to the ground, breaks it. Hold up off of the line.
Pretty good spacing defensively. And look at this. Nobody covers on the goodness on the show.
They take the lead with a three.
Same switch they got before.
And we're level.
He can do some damage with the dribble.
Drives, gets there and lays it in.
Mismatch. Got to take advantage.
Foster gets the screen. Step back for three.
They're going to attract so much attention. They got to be looking for each other, especially on penetration.
Thomas to answer back with a three.
91 and 92.
Aceness to the rack.
Because of his ability to guard, play the point, he can knock down perimeter shots, and he's got another gear. His burst getting to the basket, which he showed all year long.
Yeah. Aaron Wiggins, Jay, to me, has NBA length and athleticism. The question for him is, can he consistently do what we're seeing him do?
Get in and get used to it. Wonder how that's going to affect the shooting.
It's an awfully good excuse if you miss. See, that's going to be the issue, Fonz, is his defense, because he can shoot it. But is he athletic enough to stay in front of this super athletic named Moses? Does that mean the entire lane has to part and nobody comes over to defend? Is that part of the deal?
Nice dish inside. Jericho sent.
Hurt has been terrific. Walker, pick a guy on Florida State, right? He's just having to pick Walker. But Hauser, terrific.
They lead at 16-8, but hey, that's what you want to do when you come to college. You want to be the star. You want to score points. You want your team to win. Good denied defense and the pick by Withers. Slazinski on the spin and finally a block. Hauser into double figures here in the first half. Approaching the 2-minute mark. Well, it's a tough move inside and another block. This time Howe on the three-point line. Pull up here for Jones off the back of that iron. Williamson right back up. Jones back for Withers. Cardinals need a run. Switching hands.
Other side of the rim, then to flip it in is not as easy nearly for most bigs as it was for Huff or is for Huff.
Jones finally. Dan Dockich and Dave O'Brien with you here as we watch a huge game, certainly for the Virginia Cavaliers.
He can't worry about what's happening. He's got to worry about moving forward and build off that shot there and continue to drive it opportunistically when he has it.
But this time it's Trey Murphy III, who is a 91% foul shooter. He's the best foul shooter on the team.
In league play has suffered so many injuries, as Jim Larinaga described to us this morning, as catastrophic. They've lost tons of points and tons of talent, but here's Elijah Olaniyi.
Sebron on the dribble. 7 on the shot clock for NC State. Virginia smothering at every step except the final one of the shooter.
You have to ride that in these final 3 minutes, but no matter how good you are offensively, you got to get stops on the other side.
Roach, little stop and go, lays it in with a left hand. But they can't make it work, so it'll be Moore. Well, that felt like
144. Fadeaway wouldn't go for the freshman Beekman.
Himself.
Becoming more and more of a factor in his first year at Florida State as a junior college transfer. The three, we've been around Duke a couple of times this year. You obviously very close to it as an alum, and you'd heard mumblings from time to time. The time that he had last year on that talented team, 2 players drafted in the top 11.
Hey, Bob, looks like you and I are shooting. Double up on the post.
Leaky Black. Leaning inside.
Did you really? There's no doubt.
Did you really just say you don't always yell it out? Is that what you just said, like out loud?
No, the card said it. The card said it. Tennessee, and I'll tell you one thing. Yeah, Dick Barnett. Boy, that left-hander can shoot it. Play for the Knicks.
See Morcell.
Oh, look at that drive to the goal. Right there. That's the open man. There it is. Too late.
Aaron Sharp didn't get quite enough mustard on that cross-court pass, but on the offensive glass. Double-double for Jay Huff, his third of the year. And he's also a shot-blocking machine, as you can see as well. That jump.
Got to go to the safety valve, and DeVoe trying to beat the clock. He does miss. And it's tapped back out. Possession.
The point guard, or one of the 2 point guards, along with Beekman, that Tony Bennett can put on the floor. Up and in.
It doesn't get much more efficient than that. And you throw in 3 rebounds as well and an assist. And but Virginia has had a number of self-inflicting wounds to allow Pittsburgh to stick around.
Champagny can't. Koulibaly off for Tony. Back to the big man, and a block attempt. To hear that, because they came out and played much tougher against NC State. Murphy was the guy who said, I want to make sure he's not pointing a finger at me. And the
Players open in the man-to-man.
Braxton Beverly feeds inside for Helms, who fades away, doesn't score. Sebron picked it up. Sebron nearly had his pocket picked. A drive to the basket. Second and third.
Rhythm all night long. The one guy who's been doing it, Keve Aluma, he's fouled up.
Luciano anotando el doble después de robar.
Jugador de primer año. Bueno, que está...
La robó bien Syracuse cuando buscaban a Hauser. Aquí penetrando, lanza y anota.
Los jugadores de Syracuse.
Aquí el rebote. Eso fue histórico. Tablero y doble. Por favor, hay que ser un poco más responsable. Matty Boyham, que la venían robando de frente. Con el tap.
Well, they have a lot of guys. Again, we talked about their balance. 4 players in double digits.
One of them, Jordan Usher, and he's fouled on.
And his staff. He's continued to get better and turn himself into one of the better players in the ACC.
And right now,
Virginia into the game for the first time for the team wearing black. And Amish Keita out of Utah State in the game for the first time. Team in white. McCord Maker out of Howard just checked into the game. Missed that corner jump shot. Mobley going through the lane and one. A lot of quality players to get there. That's the problem this year for a number of projected second rounders is the number has done a really nice job early on with his energy level.
Washington leading all scorers with 5 points.
That was a nice take. League play has suffered so many injuries, as Jim Larinaga described to us this morning, as catastrophic. They've lost tons of points and tons of talent, but here's Elijah Olaniyi. That's just ball screens, and they switch everybody and see how UVA handles it.
Again, good spacing from Miami. They're moving the basketball, allowing for driving lanes. Time playing in front of those crowds, something that you want to hold on to forever. In this COVID era, it feels a little bit different, so it allows guys to focus in a little bit more. It's not their last time. Miami's got to look to speed it up. Off those misses, they can't allow the half-court defense from Virginia to set. They got to be in attack mode like that. Itself off a miss.
He drives into the lane, drives to the basket. He does not shoot a high percentage over length, and you're giving up an open 3 when you sit.
Strong move to 36 minutes and take all the shots. This isn't going to be the place for you.
Well, heck, he became his Brazilian tonight. Alvarado.
Because they're 82%, one of the best in the country. In those close games, they are money.
That's no pressure. No pressure at all.
Continues to be on fire, over 40% from the three-point line.
Finds Cone, 5 seconds to shoot. Justin Mutz driving in on Hauser. Pull up, pop, Or maybe 8 guys come conference play. Usher right in the face of Sam Hauser. Khalid Moore in track.
Expect the offense to come back rusty. But defensively, you would think that, hey, okay, you still can put up a better effort on the defensive end of the floor.
Other players, the 5 guards for Mike.
The point-blank layup, opportunity to get it to single digit.
Wake Forest, the shot clock's down to 2. They got the shot away on the drive.
Rebound to Durham. Notre Dame running with Goodwin attacking and finish. Durham's had an excellent night as well with 17. Shot clock winding down. Prentice Hub has been quiet. Finds Durham underneath for 2 more.
Scored 505 points last year, Huff did. Got bigger and stronger with each passing year. There's another block. It's 5 boards for Timmy. Kispert running to the basket off the glass. CC, where they're picked first in the ACC.
It'll be an interesting year. Florida State's going to be in the hunt, as you know. Johnson gets back healthy for
guard who comes off the bench, and then of course in the second half they're out there together. So right now, you know, COVID robbed Tony Bennett and every other coach in the country of opportunity to
where the battle to belong begins. Awakened by a calling, united by the cause you fight for.
Virginia did not go and double the post. Usually they try to get that ball out of there as quickly as they can, but they just played one-on-one in the post on the first possession. Real stiff.
McKnight down the lane, left hand flip, and good. Powell back in the game, playing 4 fouls. Drives, pumps, and comes up short. Powell again. McKnight. Rebounded. Enze. On a switch with John. Hans has to take over. Down the lane. Layup up and in. Boy, he's in trouble tonight.
Yeah, they're struggling. I think it's tough. The amount of minutes they play.
Aaron air ball. They had a chance to win the regular season Big East championship, but couldn't get by the Hoyas at their house. Aaron
having the wings to compliment Howard. Pretty impressive with both houses.
Aaron missed it.
Coming off a screen.
He's got what he wants now with a dribble drive.
Missed everything.
Screen, rescreen. Val gets a lot of bumps.
Drives.
They're at that point in the ball game. They got to start getting good shots on a consistent basis.
Miles, Kale, challenge where they don't want it. Alexander, jump stop. Rebound.
Watson. Diallo off the bounce inside. Leans in and gets a roll. Diallo driving. Now 22-4 on the season, 11-2 in the conference. Diallo forced it up, can't get the roll, gets his own, reloads across the lane, bobbled it. Diallo slipping. Diallo baseline.
Who can block away.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I can't wait for the NBA draft on July 29th. It's such a deep
burst and get to the rim, but I think people underestimate how his ability to be able to pick up 94 feet. Because remember, in the NBA, you only have 24.
Per possession, which is elite, and an elite point guard. So assist rate was off the charts.
That's big for the offensive backboard. That's big for the second or third hockey type assists. Take it at.
Jones with a bounce for Davis. Yes. Remember that until a new one is crowned, Virginia is the reigning national champ from 2019. After that thrilling run, given no tournament last year, we'll get Dan back as soon as we can. Bringing the crowd back to life, as mentioned, over 2,000 fans in attendance today at KFC Young Center.
Isaiah Wong, too, is the leading scorer on this team, coming off a 28-point performance, albeit in a loss to Clemson. Kicks it in the corner, and Anthony Wong.
In its own right, depending. You'd like to see them get, if you're a Duke fan, you'd like to see them get a win or two. Definitely to at least notch one win. I think they need to get their next 3 games.
7 to 9 Eastern, all 3 right here on ACCN and, of course, the ESPN app. Championship season for all the winter sports. Congrats to all those teams that have gone through this grind, have made it.
National championship game, a team a couple of years ago, and having a very good season for the Hoos. Matthew Hurt for 3, and speaking of matchups, is Hurt.
Obviously, both teams shooting a really good percentage.
We talked to Mike Krzyzewski yesterday via Zoom, and he feels his team is playing better. They are especially playing is not here with the team due to contact tracing, and he's a very good shooter off the bench. They've also got a couple of players who are back from illness. They're available
from the field in his last 5 games, but Casey Morsell took that shot with a lot of confidence.
The sophomore from Fort Washington, 18 for Virginia, Hurt with 18 for Duke. They are guarding one another as they have most of the night. Hurt for 3.
Wendell Moore made him finish it with the left hand.
Roach the kick. Breakfield for 3.
Anthony Polite missed 4 games with a shoulder injury.
Won last night. They were getting beat today by Manhattan, who they beat easily last night. It might be a fatigue factor.
Has a tremendous advantage, in my opinion, in the backcourt. Going to be interesting to see how Virginia operates offensively. Moses Wright made this off the shot and shooting well over 40%. Jay Huff from beyond the 3-point arc. Tough cover out there for anybody.
It's Clark trying to weave his way. Parham trying to stay with him. Did Parham get a piece of that one? Maybe, Corey.
And right now,
Wolfpack so far doing a really nice job contesting Virginia shot opportunities.
Ellens with a hand in his face. Hauser gets a good look from 3. No. And it's out of bounds to NC State.
Annual fee. No need to jump through any crazy hoops. Will someone tell Fido he can cool it with the hoops? The Capital One Quicksilver card.
Right back to Keve Aluma. Passing out of the double team, Justin Mutz. Wide open, Beatty steps into it. Oh!
Es creme brûlée. Doble Jai a la esquina. Intentando el triplazo. Doble Jai. Atrás con la finta el intento del triple.
Both these teams, two of the better teams defensively in the ACC, so certainly it's showing early on. A lot of contested shots.
Jordan Otto, but steady development since he's come to Atlanta and played under Pastner, but in particular, Malcolm, the last 2 seasons, he is a difference of 9 inches. And now Hauser guarding Alvarado. Pull up 3. It's good. Jose out.
In the season to #1 Gonzaga. Tony Bennett talked about that being painful, but a refining moment. He said a really good dose.
Much confidence. Right now, we see Sam Hauser knocking down the 3 to start off the half.
He was pretty quiet in the first half, but he's their main guy, the Marquette transfer, who leads them in rebounding.
That multiple times.
For 3 of 20 from beyond the arc, and that's 15%. Not going to get it done. And they turned it over 18 times as well. Looking in the corner, Musius.
Miami's got to look to speed it up. Off those misses, they can't allow the half-court defense from Virginia to set. They got to be in attack mode like that.
When he drives into the lane, drives to the basket. He does not shoot a high percentage over length, and you're giving up an open three when you...
Strong move to 36 minutes and take all the shots. This isn't going to be the place for you.
Heck,
to be here. Well, we get an opportunity to see Jordan Usher attacking the basket, and then the body control to be able to.
Matibogen que penetra. El pase a la pintura. Muy bien en la defensa.
The lead more. Great defense from Sam Hauser to rip it.
That started what, in my opinion, has been the most dominant team in the ACC over that stretch. No one has won more regular.
The wedding ring in game, Malcolm. Do you have any experience with that?
I do not have any experience with that. That's one, that would be something.
Books premiering Wednesday, April 3rd on the VR app. Buchanan takes it. Talk to, he missed.
Great pace for this game. Sure, and they're tough to match up with St. John's.
3 for Pond. A little bit of a... They had a chance to win the regular season Big East Championship, but couldn't get by the Hoyas at their house. Heron to go. 71-44. Marquette.
They've been struggling with that type of pass in the open floor, particularly live ball. Step back.
Kale, air ball. Coming off a screen.
He's got what he wants now with a dribble drive.
Missed everything. Kale with 10 seconds on his shot clock.
Nice defense.
Watson. Diallo off the bounce inside. Leans in and gets a roll. He's got to get into it. Diallo 4 to shoot. Pulls up for 3. Blocked by Hauser.
Hauser on Pascal. Well defended.
Heron with the rebound. Mustafa Heron pulls up for 3. Nobody. Pons against Sam Hauser. Team with this some help, and they do. Came up short. Howard. Pons against Hauser. What a move, unable to finish.
Out of Minneapolis, though. I'm sure there are.
Really impressive for the redshirt junior. Pickett hangs and Sam Hauser.
Cunningham back in. He and 4 both in the backcourt together right now. King. Gauss go. Let's go. He'll step back and miss the shot. The follow. No. 3 cracks
for Marquette. Bridges. He's been dominant again. For Villanova, the number 2 seed in this tournament. Xavier, the number 1 seed. Inside, Pascal drives and lays it in. Automatic switch here. Kane crossover, step back, deep jump shot.
Immense 3-to-1 in assists and turnovers this year. That is outstanding. Ronnie Harrell with the pull-up. They gave too much room.
And now Hauser on Cartwright. Cartwright pull-up jumper.
Race against Providence on January 3rd. He's had some big games. Went for 37 against Villanova on the 6th. Goes to his right hand. This is where he has trouble with the left. Pascal takes Hauser. Hauser right with him. And their offense. Hauser, much longer defender on Brunson. Goes to work now. Shot clock at 7. With Hauser on him. Brunson, step back 3.
The transition defense trying to take away.
Jorgensen comes back to his left. And McDermott trying to take his man. Throws up wild shot.
You can always go get it. You might not be able to dribble it again, but you can always go get it.
Hauser out of bounds off Hauser. LSU ball with 7. Marquette took more threes than twos in yesterday's win over VCU, and they've taken more threes than twos here in this game today. Number 1 in the nation in three-point.
Little, just 7 minutes. It's not because of foul trouble. He doesn't have a foul. He tried to shoot there. Hauser was defending. 1 minute to go in the half.
You hung him with an Anthony Davis.
2 plays later, he dunked with his ear on a tip dunk, and I told everybody to shut up. I was right.
I don't know. For so many injuries, as Jim Larinaga described to us this morning, as catastrophic. They've lost tons of points and tons of talent, but here's Elijah Olaniyi to the tin. First offering no good. Second is the transfer.
Crowds, something that you want to hold on to forever. In this COVID era, it feels a little bit different, so it allows guys to focus in a little bit more. It's not their last time putting on the jersey. They've got a lot of basketball in front of them.
Yay. Se voltea, Dole Yay, la finta, el pase corto cayéndose. Se acaba el tiempo. Muy bien la defensa de Virginia. Cuando no pudo, Quincy Guerrier. Arriba.
Moses Wright working on Jay Huff inside. That's a great matchup, and Hauser comes over to swipe it away.
Right now, we see Sam Hauser knocking down the 3 to start off the half.
He was pretty quiet in the first half, but he's their main guy, the Marquette transfer, who leads them in rebounding and scoring. On the line, 30.
What a whole litter, because we've got 26 sauces and seasonings. So gas up the minivan, because Mango Habanero has a dentist appointment, and Honey Barbecue is late for ballet. Buffalo Wild Wings.
You see 1 for their last 16. The Cavaliers from the floor.
And this is not representative of how Virginia has been playing or how they can play.
Crispin might have probably been worse than me, in all honesty. Turnover by McCoy, leading to McGusty. Only an 8-point game and a block by Kihei. McGusty might have got the off arm there.
And early on in this one has been contested from the pack. Engaged defensively, disciplined as well.
The patented Virginia double team comes over in the post and gets the steal they were looking for. Forces.
Roach turns it over and then has to foul Hauser.
Yeah, Roach turning it over just on a...
To JPJ having won 10 in a row. Oh, what an effort by Hauser. He deflected it out off the rebound.
Northfield, New Jersey. I love going every Friday night.
Everyone that grew up in New Jersey knows where they got their best pizza when they move away, as it's another turnover for North Carolina.
So great to be here.
While we get an opportunity to see Jordan Usher attacking the basket, and then the body control to be able to finish around Jay Huff.
Bohem. Mati Bohem que penetra. El pase a la pintura. Muy bien en la defensa, el pase largo para que venga y la siembra con derecha.
The lead more. Great defense from Sam Hauser to rip it away.
For a battle of 2 top 20 teams inside the ACC, Clemson taking on Virginia. Dave O'Brien from home, Corey Alexander from home. Of course, so far, an ugly start for the Tigers.
Movement too.